Hi, beautiful beings of light. This is Yana, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Month of December 2021. Yesterday we had the winter solstice 12, 21, 21, right? I mean, the numerology is also pretty significant. The 21st century, yeah. So, and the reset of the cosmic cycle is now as we're entering the new golden age, right? The in Aquarius, right? We're resurrecting the energies of Atlantis, Lemuria. We're anchoring the Ascension timeline. So there was a lots of plasma light activation, lots of downloads, right, from your higher self, oversoul, I got my galactic self and my avatar self as well. So lots of rest and meditation and fasting, drinking distilled water, because my body was really again recalibrated and just kind of redone and everything of the old needs to go, this old programming, all conditioning, the old way of thinking, right? And all these fear, whether of life or death. Death is nothing but transition to the next dimension. You can see the movie The Astral Plane, or The Astral City. I'm sorry, The Astral City. I watched it way back then, 2014. So, we are the eternal living light. We're the Christos. I mean, unless you are of the hybrid race, of those digression of the Metatronic reversal from the Phantom Matrix or Visa deck, right? Just in the Star Wars, Star Trek. That's not a sci-fi. That's real stuff. We are in this kind of spiritual warfare. And they're from 10 dimension, 11 dimension. That's why going back home to 12D is imminent. It's extremely important. So understanding the knowledge and everything that is behind it is extremely important. And I'm doing the work because I went through a lot and lots of healing, right? And my consciousness been also dismantled through the Metatronic reversals. Here I was around military people, right? The US Army and the Marines, the Marine Corps, and so on. And if you're around that kind of energies, and in those astral planes, they find out that you're a starseed volunteer soul, and you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do. And anyway, so I incurred lots of damage in my aura energy field. Mine's been scrambled, my brain waves, of course, and being electrocuted. This mind control, this abuse, violence, torture, satanic ritual abuses. So I know what the military guys, what they are going through, what they went through, and why then they are the way they are. And that this is my healing journey, hero's journey. We're on a hero's journey now. Okay, so I go over the Ascension Protocol, right? And that's the my new earth, that's the new earth project. Okay, so whoever's interested, or of course appreciates some cooperation, communication, co-creation, and of course some support and so on. So that's why I'm talking about it over and over. So I know it's not for everybody. It's for military veterans, warriors, younger generation, and my soul tribe, my soul group, right? As we are it's ascending. We're time to heal, time to transform, time to heal ourselves. And that wounded warrior archetype, right? It's I know I'm with the ego construct, and it's not easy. There's lots of struggle, and all these sex games, right, in the military, and the ego games. Now I'm your friend, now you're wasting my time, and then I love you, then I hate you, because of the control, manipulation, right? Conquer and divide. I mean, this all needs to go, and it needs to be acknowledged, for what it is, of course, and then transform, transmute it, need to go back to light. So let's go ahead and invoke the violet flame and do some a mantra meditation as well, because it's really time to go to our center, to our purity, to our innocence, to our divine blueprint, 12 strands of DNA, 12 dimensions, Stargate 12, Armathena, Lyra, right? We are the creators of our reality. We're powerful co-creators with the divine, okay? And it's time to exit this nonsense, the matrix of the archons, of the chimera group, right? Of those negative aliens, the fallen Anunnaki, the Eno Elohim, and the negative Dracos and negative reptilians wreaking havoc here in the solar system, in this galaxy, in this Milky Way, and here on this planet Earth, right? So how are we going to do it, right? Through ascension, inner work, meditation, and again, there are other quantum manifestation, right, and so on. Japa mantra meditation, being positive, PTSD time to heal, right? It's a book from Kathy O'Brien. Write your trauma down, all these memories, all these flashes, of the abuse, right? Needs to be written down. So paper and pen, very important. And so this is my lifestyle. At the same time, of course, I have to interact with the outside world. I have my 3D or 4D job and all kinds of dynamics going there. And then, of course, I'm about to move in a week or two, and we have holidays, right? And again, working on my project, and also with my friends here in St. Augustine, Florida. By the same time, I'm supposed to move up north. So let's take a deep breath. Go into our heart, go into our center, and just feel the peace. Make sure your spine is straight. Your tongue is touching the upper palate, and focus on your breath. When you close your eyes, feel the pineal gland in the middle of your brain. And just go deep down inside your heart, secret chamber of your heart. You can have your hands in prayer position, or you can touch your higher heart, your sacred heart, your thymus, as the portal to higher dimensions. It's a stargate, and as we are entering the new golden age, and the cosmic galactic stargates are opening, right? And we are ascending. Remember, we are multidimensional. All is happening at once. The parallel universes, parallel realities, all is happening simultaneously. Your past and present and future. That's why it's so important being that 0-point balance, divine neutrality. I'm in this world, but not out of it. So long, deep inhalation, long, deep exhalations. You stop, pause in between. That's the 0 point. Just feel your nervous system coming down. Calm down. It's relaxing. All is within. The kingdom of heaven is within. And then just feel those plasma ray frequencies, the plasma, the platinum light, the 12D frequencies coming online. So reverberating my entire body. So feel those plasma codes too as well. Your DNA being activated. Just tune into those ascension energies. Gamma rays frequencies, 12D frequencies. And we're anchoring them down through our heart to this earth, to the planet, sacred earth, planet Earth. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. Beloved and presence bright, round me seal your tube of light. From ascended master flame, call forth now in God's own name. Let it keep my temple free from all discord sent to me. I'm calling forth wildfire to blaze and transmute all desire, keeping on in freedom's name till I'm one with the wild flame. So the wild flame, powerful, powerful energies, right? Of transformation, transmutation, of freedom, of forgiveness, of grace. And you surround yourself with that energy. You see it circulating through your entire body from head to toe and releasing all the cellular density, all that needs to go. All programming, all conditioning, all this dogma, trauma, drama, all this separation, all this guilt, blame, and shame, all these ego games, all this negativity, all this judgment, criticism, jealousy, envy, hatred, lust. Needs to go. It's being transformed, transmuted back into light, going back to source. But the energies are extremely powerful. I have this wonderful mantra of Transcendence, Om Avirahum Kam. I learned it when I was in Japan back in 2015. And yeah, that's my warrior energy, right? Amaterasu, she's the a Japanese warrior goddess. And it was such a beautiful time there in those monasteries and those beautiful temples, yeah, of medicine Buddha statues, golden Buddha, medicine Buddha, and kind of samurai nature. So time for transcendence, transformation, transmutation of all this negativity, you know, this Nephilim reversals, you know, Metatronic reversals, the falseness, the false light, all these lies and deceptions, right? All the miasma, the negativity of those high echelons, those Satanists, Luciferians, you know, the Cabal, the Illuminati, with their distorted DNA, with their distorted consciousness, with all this perversion. It all needs to go from the collective. All right. So Om Avirahum Kam 108 times, okay? Om Avirahum Kam, 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 Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam, Om Avirahum Kam. Just enjoy those energies of a transcendence, of bliss, of all that is, of unity, Crystal Sophia consciousness. So remember, like, all is here, all these energies, all these activations, all this help from the galactics, right? So we are implementing the Galactic Codex. We're going galactic, we're going cosmic, we're going quantum protocol, Marina Jacobi, how to deconstruct whatever you don't need and construct your reality the way, according to your blueprint, according to your heart's desires. I mean, I'm focused a little bit differently. I use different vocabulary. We're the guardians, the starseeds, the indigo warriors. Okay, so this I guess this is not for everybody, right? My videos are for those who just resonate with me, and those are of that galactic nature, highly evolved souls, warriors, the blue flame, right? God's will, God's law, and bringing the divine order here online. So we're going to the the Ascension timeline, the Galactic Codex, the law of divine grace, right? Understand your rights. You have the right for physical and spiritual abundance, the right for ascension, the right to connect to our galactic star family, and the right for all information, not all this distortion, lies, and deceptions. But again, you have to do the inner work. The kingdom of heaven is within. All the questions to your all the answers to your questions are within you, right? So energy hygiene, cleansing, clearing, purification of your mind, of your body, of your emotional body as well. So you can download the power of your soul. You can download the codes from your higher self. You can download it even from your oversoul, your avatar self, right? Because we are going back to our divine blueprint, 12 strands of DNA, the Lyra, Armathena. Okay, so that was the 3D matrix here, the ego. Okay, that needs to be transformed, transmuted in order to embody our soul, right? And that soul connection, consciousness expansion, we go higher to our oversoul, monadic self, and our avatar self as well, with our Christed mind, Buddha mind, and avatar mind. Now again, I'm not talking about the the archon structure, the inorganic, the computer where you're computer simulated. That's what happened to me when I was trained on that high density astral plane. They're kind of playing games with me, right? Being galactic, being a star warrior, and the metatronic reversals. My mind was reversed. I mean, they were pretty much decoding me, or stealing my DNA and my Christed codes, and just kind of wanted me to be computer simulated, right? Thought simulated, the mind controlled. No, thank you. Okay, and just that's why I had this project back then, 2009, yoga in the military, right? The Rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains, Babaji, going back to Christos consciousness and so on. So here we go, right? I went through the torture. I went through the so-called programming, on that astral plane. I never joined military on that physical plane. Usually, also when I say things, I have a contract agreement. It's all coming from that etheric plane. I'm here like physically. You can see me physically, but we're here to embody our Holy Spirit, our inner self, our Christ itself, right? I'm the spiritual being having human experience here, okay? And we are holding the light. We are the column of light shining bright. We are holding the pure light codes, love codes, right? The Christos consciousness here. Energy is not an easy job, okay? It takes lots of work, lots of effort, lots of discipline, lots of meditation, lots of focus. It's 8 steps of yoga even says we draw from that external material world and go within, do this inner work, right? And of course we have the right to be free, to be sovereign. That's why invoking of the violet flame of transformation, transmutation, of freedom, of liberation, of forgiveness, of grace, okay? You can study the frequency of the violet flame, and just even there's a science behind it, the miracle when you invoke it, when you embody it, and just what it does to you, okay? It helps you to be released from that cellular density, from that negativity, and you can exit that 3D matrix, the false matrix of the archons, right? Of those fallen ones, fallen archangels, the Anu Elohim, and really those negative Dracos, and the negative reptilians, or the Chimera group, and so on, because we're at war, actually, spiritual war with those negative aliens. 10 dimension, 11 dimension. That's why 12D is imminent, is extremely important. So so you can study the law, right? The law of one and the law of oneness, the new earth jurisdiction, right? We are beings of light, and we are not a straw man or some kind of entity created by the U.S. corporation, because those guys in the military, they think they're fighting for this country. No, right now we're going back to the republic. We're going back to the original constitution of 1776, as it was suspended back in 1871, and we were running the draconian law, right? The anti-life, anti-Christ, anti-human, with the satanic agenda, Luciferian agenda, with the pedophilia, right? And they were hiding those negative ones, the high echelon, all these horrible criminal activities, drug running, gun running, child sex trafficking, adrenochrome harvesting. It's all coming online. That's where we are here to shine the light, right? So the truth can be seen for what it is, because only the truth will set you free. So again, going back and talking about the Ascension Protocol, my New Earth project, right? That's the 12D shield of protection, Lisa Rainey, energetic synthesis, that her website or her YouTube channel, extremely important. Also join us for the unity meditation with Sandra Walter every Sunday. We are changing the carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA. Okay, quantum manifestation protocol with Marina Jacobi. Okay, so last time she talked about the new earth, right? The new earth protocol with the code, numbers we can start with, and it's like a perfect way to know it step by step on that scientific level, right? Entering the fifth dimension, like collectively with the planet, but those who are the or already the ascended ones, the avatars, right? We finally can feel ourselves because the 12th dimension is here. The 12 dimensional frequencies are here because that was the last year in September, right? September 2020, we had solar rishis coming down here in this dimension because they come from non-dimensionalized plane of existence, and we can finally feel their codes, their energies. They're helping us, right? That's why talk about Mahatavar Babaji, Paramsa Yogananda. He wrote the book autobiography of a yogi, and I'm very much connected to the rishi sages of the Himalayan mountains. Yoga, Ayurveda, that's my background, right? Ayurvedic cooking and some cleansing techniques or cleansing detox techniques as well, simple methods, right? Even like using triphala here, important to use colloidal silver, zeolite, right? Zinc and vitamin C, and doing Epsom salt and drinking distilled water. Talk about the Lemurian diet, right? Balancing karma through nutrition for ascension, magenta pixie, that's resurrecting the time of Lemuria, going even beyond Atlantis. But we have the Atlantis mind rising, right? And the Lemurian heart resurrecting as well. So these energies are here because we were powerful beings, we're beings of light, having direct connection to God, to source, and being in a beautiful environment, crystal generators, right? Beautiful buildings, crystalline palaces, free energy. We had the Tesla towers, okay? So this is where we're heading, okay? And that's going to be also tribulation, the negativity is coming online, so we have to know how to navigate through all that and be the column of light shining bright. Have your God sovereign free boundaries, claim your power back, do all these energy hygiene, right? All these detox, all these cleansing, so you can bring your soul essence or your oversoul essence back online, and you can feel your divinity, your original divine essence. So that's why my Ascension Protocol is the way it is. Okay, that's kind of how I operate. This is my operational system. Please only take what resonates with you, and don't take it personally, okay? It's like I'm just sharing this with you guys, especially with my soul tribe, my soul group, so you guys, you're informed, and it's time to exit this matrix, time to heal. And I know there are so many wounded souls out there, so many wounded warriors, and I mean it also like energetically, but also physically as well. So many people, wonderful souls, beautiful souls, working for government, right? And they were beaten down, they were damaged, they were broken down, and horrible things happened to them, right? Also torture or being imprisoned. So I'm meeting a couple of people or their families, what they had to go through is just horrible. So we have to correct all these things, and we do have to also expose all the wrongdoings, right? We're doing the ET disclosure because we are the ETs, okay, with this bioquantum crystalline computer. So please activate your etheric DNA, and time to fly high, right? We're the spaceship, or with Babaji, Mahatavar Babaji, he could materialize, dematerialize himself. So these are our abilities, because solar rishis, they're our forefathers, okay? So very important to know that, understand that. What else, guys? We did the chanting, the japa mantra meditation, listening to solfeggio tones, healing music, right? So find some time, on YouTube, Good Vibes. They have very good, music, relaxation music, healing music, solfeggio music, and so on. So, and studying universal laws, okay, extremely important. Right, we're going back to a law of one, the original constitution of 1776. Know that only the light, or the truth, will set you free. Light is information, right? Light is information. Information is light, and the truth, the absolute truth, is we all come from that one source, one consciousness. Okay, and then of course we sprinkle down and through all these units of consciousness, awareness. We're all unique, but at the same time we part of this one creation, the God of mind, right? So, and you can find it in my new earth jurisdiction, the law of one, and you can learn or study what it actually means. The law of one, all things, all of life, all of creation is part of a one original thought. And in the state of singleness and oneness, polarities are harmonized, complexities are simplified, paradoxes have solutions. Okay, so there's a lots of knowledge that I am carrying with me, that I'm sharing with you. Take your time, be patient, and again, only take what resonates with you. There's so many wonderful beings out there. For me, especially Lisa Renee with her guardian material, and I'm going to share also some guardian material from Ashayana. And then there was Sandra Walter. We've been doing this unity meditation for almost 6 years, so we're building the momentum. It's really very powerful vortex of energies. I know Mount Shasta, Sedona, Arizona. So the portals are really opening. They're open. So just tune into those energies. You receive healing, you receive guidance, you receive all kinds of wonderful things. So it's no time to really worry. Be the warrior, spiritual warrior. All these worries and all these negativities, all this fear, right? The fear-based consciousness, that all needs to go. The negative ones, that's how they feed off of it, when they're in a state of fear. So then the loosh, they need our loosh, from a light body. When we spill that light and we're in that fear, we're in that anger, and we fight among each other, that's what they want. But we're the Christos beings. We are the energies, right? We're the generators of power. So you have to claim your power back. Put your boundaries out there and just do the inner work. Be in your heart, be in your center. And I talk about the 5D protocol, guys, right? So yeah, there's the portal underneath Mount Shasta, California, right? The protocol of the evolving self. So you can study as that well. You're asking yourself each and every day, who am I, right? Being of light. Why did I come here to this planet? You have a mission here. What are my gifts and talents, right? And so what you love to do as a child, what gives you joy, gives you joy and passion, right? The passion of your heart, of your soul. And then how you can then share it with others when your cup is full. It means when you healed yourself. First, you have to take care of yourself. You have to love yourself. You have to forgive yourself and be the compassionate witness, right? Goddess Kuan Yin, just very important. No more guilt or judgment and blame and criticism. That all needs to be released or transformed. It all needs to go. So that's why this is and also time to heal. That's the PTSD, time to heal. Very important to write things down, all these trauma or the pain, or do journaling, or write down your dreams, because that also helps you to release that pain from your cellular densities. It helps you to transmute it. Kathy O'Brien, she was a sex slave at the White House, right? And her partner was Mark Phillips, neuroscientist, and he was an insider. So he knows that part of that releasing of that trauma and healing is you need a pen and paper, and you need to start writing things down. Usually people here, they're regurgitating things, they're on the phone, right? I told them by EMF harmonizer, Shanghai, organize. I mean, just people are so hooked to all these TikTok, right? Apps, and what is it? The Snapchat and Instagram and all these things, guys. It's just draining your energy. You're still probably hooked in to those satellites of that of those dark hats, that negative aliens and so on. So just minimize your time, on a computer, the electronics, just be in nature, be on the sun, go to the beach, go to the mountains, yeah. Just be with listen to the birds, or being around the trees, so a simple life. We are going back to basics, and just simple living, high thinking, right? Even the way I do stuff, I mean, I'm share my knowledge, wisdom with you guys, all for free, volunteering work. I love to do it, but I still have to do my 3D 4D job so I can pay my bills, right? And again, moving, I have to move, another room, and it's just kind of better timelines, better opportunities. It takes time. It's a process. It's not like an overnight thing, and so even this healing took me years, and it did cost me a lots of money. And I just had to really simplify myself and just be really modest, and having that trust, even though sometimes it was very painful and I didn't know what is happening with it. Also the ascension symptoms, right? So, and I mean, I received all these surgeries and operations in those spacecraft, because everything that's been happening to me, from the negative ones. I was trying to again be a yogini again, go back to the divine matrix, because I was stuck in that the metatronic reversals in the Visadek matrix. DARPA, you have the secret space program, you have the military industrial complex, you have all these planetary corporations with their negative aliens agendas and so on, and being in that phantom matrix, and they were sucking energy from me, siphoning me, right? The energies from my heart, and of course the coccyx area, that's the root chakra, that's the sexual energies. But I'm like, and this is my energy, so resurrecting all the energies, right? Claim your power back. I know what to do. I mean, this is my path, and I know it's not for everybody, but this is what helped me to again be me again, to go back to my true original divine essence, to feel my truth, and to feel my originality, and be again unique, but at the same time be part one with God, with source, with what is I am that I am. So it takes time, it's not easy, okay? And yeah, it takes devotion, dedication, discipline, spiritual discipline, sadhana, right? Spiritual practice, so and that's why I want to create those unity communities with ETs in unity. And it's more like an ashram or temple or monastery, that kind of environment, beautiful nature, beautiful gardens, and beautiful environment, and crystal technology, and pyramids, and yeah, it's things like that, so we can feel the Atlantis and the Lemuria. For me, like the Lemuria, the divine feminine, the divine goddess, the holy mother. Okay, so that's kind of what I am aiming to. That's my goal. Okay, so let's go. I have again complex notes, and why I am putting things together. Because everything that happened to me, growing up, even back in my country, Eastern Europe, even I'm very happy I chose that. Again, your soul chooses your country, your parents, and it kind of, gives you the lessons you need to learn in order to grow, evolve, and it then shows you what is your mission, what are your gifts and talents, right? And how you're then of service. So there is a message behind it. So it's, we are actually we write the script. Okay, we are the authors of our lives, or of our destiny, of our reality. So it's really remember that there's pretty much nothing outside of us. I mean, there are all kinds of dynamics, of course, happening in the external, but we only changes from with the changes from within. You want to love, be love. You want to peace, be peace, right? You want to justice, be the justice. It all you have to embody those energies. And like I said, the energies are here. The ascension energies are being anchored, entering the new golden age. We have the 12-dimensional frequencies anchored here since 2000. We're in a hero's journey, so there's no excuse for anything. Okay, and so let's go over the Ashayana Dhyana Earth history. There was a workshop back in 2002 in Greece, and there was a webinar workshop, Dance for Love. So the Christos founder races, I'll talk about that. They're the ones who founded this fifth dimensional 5D time matrix here with a 12 dimension. And the blueprint is the Lyra Aramathena Stargate 12. And It's time for us to really reclaim our consciousness as an avatar, as our Buddha or Christ self. And yeah, we're on our hero's journey. The Ascended Masters consciousness, that was the Yehovani Collective. And supposedly this time matrix happened 950 billion years ago. Okay, and there was also the rishis and even the collective Metatron. There was the Yanas, Ascended Masters, who created this time matrix, fifth dimensional, with free will system up upon law of one. And that was the also Emerald Covenant. It was an agreement. This is how we are designing it. This is what it is to experience your free will, but at the same time there is like a safeguard, a mechanism when it's getting too much negative, that it's going to be rebalanced and recorrected. But with the blowing up that 12D Stargate, with the Phantom Matrix and also the Visa deck, and with the Metatronic reversals, it got everything out of hand. So let's continue with my notes. So we had the Yehovani Collective, the groups of Elohim, but we also had the Elohim of 11 Stargate, and then there were the Elohim, and then the 10 Stargate, that was the Vega Stargate, and those were Dracos there. So they're part of also our family too. the Dracos, the Draconians, even the Reptilians, and the Reptilians actually didn't want to be involved in that struggle in the war, the Galactic war between the Elohim and the Dracos. They kind of got trapped. You know, the Reptilians got trapped there. The Dracos, Omicron Draconians, and the Odicron Reptilians. I think that was their races. Okay, and unfortunately, you know, there was the Elohim wanted to get rid of the Dracos, and Stargate 12 blown up, right? But you know, that was a galactic war, and the black hole system was created, the finite system with distorted template. Before the Stargate was blown up, the Eye of Brahma was set up. It's 12 dimension 12.5D, and it allows you to go back to its original divine blueprint through bioregenesis and re-evolution. So anyway, so this is my notes. I know it's can be too much, so only take what resonates with you. So we are going back to the tri-wave system, unity system, right? 0-point balance, open loop system. It's a natural structure with the Christus divine blueprint with electro dynamic bodies. It allows frequencies to move freely through us. You know, we're channeling energy, so whatever needs to go needs to be transformed, transmuted, right? Invoke that violet flame, very important, because we are the eternal living light. And now we have the opposite is the bi-wave polarity. It's a closed loop system, artificial light, polarized, all these dramas, lows and highs. You know how people are happy and then unhappy. I love you, then I hate you. You're my friend, now I can get rid of you. You know, and it's just like, you know, playing the ego. I'm playing the ego games, you know, or the sex games and so on. Or you want to center yourself. You don't want to go back to God, to source. So that's what you focus on, right? You know, this is the discipline. We're going back to original divine blueprint and so on. So there's a lots of focus, lots of devotion, lots of dedication, you know, spiritual discipline, you know, spiritual practice. So that's here what we are focusing on. And you know, this ego construct, the attitude of blame, right? I'm the righteous, you know, all this criticism, all this judgment. So those were the Antichrist creator, so-called gods, right? The Anu Elohim and the Dracos of the Phantom Matrix, with those reptilians who fell. And they have electrostatic bodies. So here is the thing, why some people feel like they're vampiristic, right? They're constantly sucking energies. I learned it from you know, relationships, and you know, people saying things, highly evolved souls, right? My soul soul siblings, or my soul star sisters, and so on, because some of the so-called people, they're hybrids, and they have electrostatic bodies, and the consciousness is trapped. Their currents are blocked, and they don't know how to channel energy. So the way they sustain themselves through either constant sex or, draining your energy, taking energy from you, you gotta have boundaries. God, sovereign, free boundaries. That's why you have to have that 12D shield of protection, right? You have to claim your power back. You have to have an armor of God. You have to also anchor the ascension energies within you and connect to the core of Mother Earth and connect to the cosmic heart of Father, Mother God. Three Hearts meditation you can find on my website, yanakalai.com, on the page Ascension. So that's why this is the soul drill here. This is the real training, not the boot camp, but the soul camp, spiritual practice, no draconian measurements, but Christosophia consciousness here. Okay, so, and of course, there were three seedings actually of humanity. There was the angelic divine human beings, right? 12 strands of DNA, crystalline heart, plasma light body. But because of the galactic wars, then you have the electric wars, then you have a 1,000-year war. I'm saying? All these warrings. Om Namah Shivaya. I mean, unbelievable. So the destruction really of our template, destruction of our planets, destruction of our history, and all the flood, right? All the records were then destroyed. Even the records in library in Alexandria in Egypt back then, in ancient Egypt. So, and so the warring's been happening, and we ended up also in this blended reality with the phantom matrix, and through that we also got hooked to that Visa deck through the Metatronic structure, the Visa deck. And it's so that's also the eye of Metatrons connected to the Visadec system. It's a parasitic, just like the ego construct. It sucks energy from all living things. So yeah, we live in this interesting, reality, but the cycle, right? It's a reset of the cosmic cycle, not the reset of the cabal of the Davos group, right, in Switzerland. No. I'm talking about the ascension timeline, the organic timeline, the ascension, the Christic spiral going up, right? So everything that is then of that false light, that everything that is of that negativity is going to be expelled. And those individuals with their biostatic bodies, that their DNA has been actually damaged 70%, their destination is implosion. They're going back to God, to source, through that implosion, become a stardust. So that's their destiny. Okay. And because they were doing all kinds of horrible hybridization, all kinds of horrible experimentation. I'm not talking about the hybridization of the galactics and the good ETs, the benevolent ETs. They are saving our human race, right? Those who are in that ascended state, Christed state, we come here from the higher dimensions. That's the hyperspace hologram. We're being beamed down here or dropped down here and do what we need to do. We're on our mission, right? It's our service. It's our dedication. It's the service, surrender, and it's total sacrifice actually to be here. But you just focus on your mission, what needs to be done, on your assignments, and how we get things done, right? The liberation, the ascension, and evolution, because we're going to the next harmonic universe, to the next octave, harmonic universe number 2. So then those negative ones, I mean the Illuminati, the Cabal, they actually became finite. They need to go back to space dust. For them, the ascension is not possible. That's why they're doing everything to distort us, to divert us from ascending. They're doing everything, so we don't feel our true divine essence. They are doing everything, to destroy our material, our history. They're doing everything to program us, mind control us, dumb us down. People on all these addictions and arguing and of course being in pain and struggling and divide and conquer, right? So that's why we need to acknowledge all that, and all these horrible things are happening and they're coming online, they're surfacing, because this is not normal. That's not how we were designed. We were not supposed to live like this, spacecraft and crystal generators, and levitating and bilocating and teleporting and telepathy. This is our true divine original nature, not those the draconians in the Phantom Matrix. They compromised their DNA. They wanted to be immortal. That's why they're abducting children, right? Harvesting adrenochrome and doing satanic ritual abuses, because they're not self-sustaining. They don't have the electrodynamic bodies, the Christos bodies, with their crystal spark inside of themselves, but they're playing the role like they're the gods, the false gods, from the Phantom Matrix or Wisadek Matrix, running the Metatronic reversals. And that's what they do to those guys in the military. I've been there, I've done it. I know the torture, I know the all these dynamics that are happening. What in the world? And who is doing that? What is this all about? And now, you see, finding all this information, that's what I'm sharing with you guys. I mean, those who are interested, especially those who are warriors and who want to hear, bring the truth online, and who want to do the good deeds, the good work, and who are loyal to God, and, following God's love, God's will. Understand the universal laws, please. Very important to study that. And so they're parasitic. They're assimilated through reverse Merkaba fields, and their DNA is damaged 70%. So they'll return to space dust, the Dracos, the Draconians, the Phantom Matrix, the fallen Anunnaki. I mean, the fallen archangels, the Anu Elohim, and that's their destiny. Because they created this false matrix, everything's upside down, right? And they think they're above the law. So now they go to back to God, to source through implosion, and they become stardust. So the Metatronic program, this AI-sustained dead system in reverse, is based in mathematics, right? Because we talk about the tree of life with 12 spheres, okay? And we talk about the base 12 mathematics. So these guys, they because they blew up the Stargate 12, right, with that blueprint, and they did it from that 11 and 10 dimension. And so they're running all this reversal. Oh, we don't need God, we don't need source, like we don't need that 12 dimension, right? And so for them to sustain, they need another living source or system where they can feed off of it. That's why they were ripping holes in the entire, galaxy and Milky Way and so on, because they're extremely intelligent. 10 dimension, 11 dimension, they have extreme intellect. So everything they're constructing, right, feels like, oh my God, like scientifically it's almost impossible for some of these scientists here, but at the same time it makes zero sense, because they are not hooked to God, to source. I mean, they can maneuver planets and galaxies and create wormholes because they have highly advanced technologies, but again, they don't have love for God. They don't know even what is this to feel. They have no empathy, right? Talk about the vagus nerve, they're cut off from that. There are 12 cranial nerves, right? So they have also different psychology. I mean, I'm also different too. I'm not like humans and the emotions. People are like emotional here. I'm not emotion. I'm Christos. I am the eternal living light. So you have to transmute this negative emotion, right? I mean, it's the connected to sex, to your second chakra, sacral, right? And the fear-based consciousness coming from the root. I talk about the first three chakras. They need to be transmuted. That's how those negative ones are holding us hostage here in those low vibrational vibes. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta go. It's like very important to go into your heart and start speaking your truth, opening your throat chakra, and decalcify your pineal gland, right? Invoke that violet flame so you can heal yourself. You can cleanse, clear your aura, cleanse your aura, start building your light body, your Merkaba, and then you can travel. You can travel multidimensionally. Yeah, you're the consciousness. You're eternal. You're the bliss. You're the column of light shining bright, right? So you're Christ itself, but here you have your avatar self, your beloved mighty I am presence, your soul logos. Here with this 7 rays of creation, the 7th ray, right? That's the planetary logos. Okay, we are freeing the planet Earth from this madness here, from the Metatronic program. So the Visadek system, that's where the astral bodies or the entities, they have electrostatic bodies. They're ghost-like and they stay like that they don't age. but they are fed by frequencies of other living things. So again, they're parasites, and that's their de-evolution. The Metatronic black cube matrix, it's like a brilliant science. It's like a high intellect, but it's anti-Christ intention, because they have no connection to God, to source, right? Everything is attack on God, on divine. Unbelievable. And so they are devoid of love, of purity, of innocence, of morals, of ethics, of virtue. So what you see here also in TVs or at schools, church, and politics, the pedophilia and all this degradation, retardation, perversions, that I say that, the sodomy, black magic, right, witchcrafting, all this hexing. But humans are doing it too among each other. Even started with my biological family back there in Eastern Europe. Even though I'm so thankful I was born where I was born, it's just it was not that, I would say, traumatic or so amplified like here in the United States. I came here when I was in my 20s, in 2000. So I pretty much kind of got my culture, beautiful fairy tales, chick fairy tales. I've been posting some fairy tales on my blog. Yeah, you can subscribe to my blog through my website, yanakalai.com. But this the movies. I mean, I can't even watch movies. I cannot watch, of course, TV, like the mainstream media. Nothing, because it makes zero common sense. There is no co-creation with the divine. There are no love frequencies. There are not Christos, frequencies. Nothing. It's just devoid of all that. And so many people, right? They are already been succumb to that program like that. They think this is normal, and so very difficult for me to live here on this plane of existence. So for me, the inner work, the inner connections to my galactic family, my spacecraft, my spaceships, where did all these surgeries, operations, so I can still be here in this physical body, in this physical hologram. So with all these nanobots, right? And the good nanobots, nanotechnology, and all kinds of implants, they help me just to keep going here, to keep breathing, to keep digesting, to keep walking, to keep talking. Because the Wisadek entities, Metatronic reversals, they wanted to be, I guess, assassin, and, it's prostitution going on. So no, I'm a yogi. You follow my rules here. So you have the 8 steps of yoga and Ayurveda. So God, sovereign, free boundaries. You didn't get my informed consent. It's just they think they're above law. No, you gotta study now the New Earth jurisdiction. That's why I'm creating all these things. Okay, this is not okay. This is not normal. So for them is the de-evolution, and it's their agenda is sinister, right? It's dark, dirty, wicked, and all these drugs, all these addictions. And you have the sex addiction, gun running, and then also all this transgender agenda as well. I think they do it through GMO. They do it through, the pollution, the radiation, the degradation, the EMF. I'm saying, where, some of us, I am androgynous, and some of the children who also been born, highly evolved souls, they get easily confused whether I am male or female, and so on, and also the upbringing, right? It's also very, very unnatural. It's very artificial, very superficial. It's just draconian, So, with children, working with children, reading them fairy tales, beautiful fairy tales. I mean, I come from a culture, we have beautiful fairy tales. Working with crystals, being in nature, talking about angels is very important. So children can finally rejoice in their hearts, not being bombarded by this nonsense, and being on a phone, and all these apps like TikTok. I mean, it just distorts their consciousness, and then they live in chaotic world, and then going through all these surgeries and operations, from boy becoming girl, or girl becoming boy. I mean, so it's all through the GMO, chemtrails, GMO food, and all these horrible chemicals and poison everywhere. We all are pretty much hybrids. We all been genetically modified. But the inner crystals, right? The love, the devotion, the dedication, that's what keeps us going, and the epigenetics, we're above the genes. So study also the quantum science, the the quantum physics. And so the metatronic assimilation, the AI life field created without the soul matrix, divine matrix, is disconnected from God, from source, right? Is sustained by science, by art of perversion, of blood sacrifice, obscene scenes, degradation, retardation. Talk about the metatronic assimilation. So that's why we need to heal ourselves from all that, right? That's why I'm creating the Ascension protocol, the 5D protocol, or the New Earth protocol with the Ascension, and so on, because it required lots of healing. Just being assimilated to those computers, and the DARPA with their robotics, and their psychotronic weapons, the silent weaponry, directed energy weapons targeting you constantly. So I had to receive lots of surgeries, lots of support, lots of the good ETs, nanotechnology, nanobots, and so on, because they totally ruined my entire body, especially my chest. They target your higher heart, your thymus, your heart. They're sucking energy from your heart chakra, but there's also front heart chakra, but also back heart chakra. So siphoning energy from that, and of course they were siphoning energy from my root chakra, because they're parasites. They're running reversals. Their body is assimilated to AI, and they have electrostatic bodies. They don't know how to channel energies, right? So they constantly need energy. They need source. No, thank you. Okay, I just don't agree with that. So we need to correct all that and return to Christy template with 12 strands of DNA. So we have the reset of the cosmic cycle, right? And we're going back to the original divine blueprint. All that was out of harmony will be expelled from the original matrix and turn into space dust. And those units will return into consciousness and will merge with the original matrix with no memory of the fall. They return to source through implosion, those negative ones, right? Those who were assimilated through the Metatronics inversions, and their DNA was damaged 70%. So if you still have 30% of your original blueprint, you can still go through bioregenesis. You can still resurrect your divine blueprint, and you can still return God to God, to source through ascension, right? The physical ascension, but also lots of deprogramming needs to happen. So it means you have to rewire your subconscious mind from all this old programming, conditioning, right? Of the Dracos, of the reptilians, of the all these hybrids with their negative alien agenda, the Anu Elohim, and so on, bad reptilians as well. So it takes a lots of effort, to do that, right? The fallen Anu Elohim and the Omicron Draconians, the reptilians, they're playing the gods. They are the masters of the universe. No, they're not. And of course they don't want to hear it, right? They're of that antichrist collective. Those are the races of the phantom matrix with Wisadek matrix, and their destiny is implosion. No possibility to ascend for them. They go back into pieces, space dust, to basic consciousness. Okay, so that's kind of what awaits them. So really there is no reason to kind of be angry at them. I'll continue with those notes in my next video, because the hour is already over. So my beloveds, take a good care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Really love yourself. Be happy. Be happy for yourself, for life. It's a beautiful day, sunshine. Let me go outside, and then of course I need to go to work. But much love, many blessings, and namaste. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye.